Can you guys imagine? Wow. WTF is dead already? Oh, dead already. Wow. Wow, alright, we're gonna click. We're gonna chill. Or we watch our own video, the state of C server. Okay, let's talk about it.
When new games launch, you hope they
This
do
from
well.
a channel called
It's
Sticks.
impossible to gauge whether they ultimately will or not, but the hope is always there. Naturally, when a game you're enjoying doesn't perform as well as you'd like,
Frederick Doma Abuser?
kind of disappointing. One, because nobody else will mirror your sentiment
I feel like it's too soft.
about how good the game is, and two, because it likely doesn't bode well for the game's future. And that's what we're here
Doesn't bode well for the game's future?
today to
Ooh.
discuss.
Okay.
Counterside.
Counterside.
A beautiful gacha game that released last
Yo, he praised it. He says, beautiful game.
than 2 months ago. Before we go any further,
Wait,
I
what?
just wanted to a beautiful gacha game that released less than 2 months ago.
Less than 2 months. No, it's end of May. May, June, July.
Before we go any further, I just want
August.
to take a moment here to thank all of the
3
absolute
months.
chads and chadettes.
Twitter, yo.
Counterside was a very fun
Yo, I'm gonna
game.
contact him on Twitter.
Counterside was a very fun game. I have a dedicated video up on it as part
Very
of my
fun
worst
game,
gacha
alright.
ever series, and
Okay.
I will have a link to that in the end of the video if you want my genuine thoughts on it. It did a lot right. It had some outstanding graphics, great combat, a lot of content, fair.
I mean, I do agree. Like, Counterside's graphics is out of this world. Even for a game that's like 2 years late in global, I feel like the graphics still beats a lot of other gacha games that got released this year. Like, it's out for KR for a
Even the
while.
community seemed to receive it relatively well. And while I can't see Sensor Tower stats dating back more than a month, I did manage to locate the exact information that I was looking for pertaining to both May and
Yo,
June's
SSR!
combined total earnings. While the game managed
Lumi?
over 1 million downloads in its first month of life, it also
What is this? Use the Eternium, bro. Bro. 1 million gold per, haha.
made $1.5 million. That was
$1.5 million.
actually, honestly, significantly lower than I would have expected, especially given none of the top 20 gacha games make less than $2 million per month.
So he's saying that... Okay, he's saying that the game is dying because of the revenue. Which is a fair point. Which is a fair point. Revenue is usually something that people like to look at and consider that a game is not doing well.
Gacha games make less than $2 million per
I blame
month,
him
literally
for doom
years
posting.
after existing. What this means is that even during
1 million
its launch
downloads
window,
made
the
over
time
1
when
million.
The game was at its peak in terms of popularity. It made such a little impact that it went over almost completely unnoticed. A mere month later, August's earnings were reported.
I'm not sure what does he mean by when merely unnoticed.
230,000 new downloads and $1.1 million in total earnings. A decline of almost $500,000 over the course
Wait, okay, what is this? This is the recent one, right? So this is the revenue. Counterside, 700k. This is how much they make in July. 200k downloads. So this is okay, this is Android, Google Play. This is iTunes, 400k. So they make about 1.1 million, 700k plus 400k, which is, I think, which is fair. I don't think it's bad. I'm not sure what game is he comparing with. But it really depends, because I think a lot of people, Counterside is a bit different. I think a lot of people like to compare with other games that's global, right? But I notice other games global includes C server, right? But Counterside global doesn't include C server. So revenue is a bit weird in that sense. So I feel like if you want to be fair, for example, we compare Counterside to GB Gear, something that a lot of people like to compare Counterside with GB Gear. If you guys are aware, GB Gear, when I log in, I'm under the Asia Pacific. So I think GB Gear includes maybe like KR or JP as well. But Counterside split up. So they split up everything. KR has its own server, JP has its own server, C has its own server, Global has its own, and Global actually only includes Global and maybe EU. I'm not sure what countries are.
Of a single month,
but it's quite hard to compare to other games because of that.
Numbers as new players. Within Korea, the game is barely managing to stay afloat. $350,000 made.
Dang, Korea. Yo, Counterside KR. Did. No way. iOS 50K. Ooh, Apple user. Ooh. Guys, we gotta promote this more to Apple users. Apple users.
Last month, and realistically, so few new players that it's not possible to accurately track. Counterside is the prime example.
I mean, this one really, KR is quite difficult. It's a very competitive landscape. It's actually pretty low. Yeah, it's not doing super well in KR. But I think I'm not sure if this one was before they had didn't they have like a 2.5 anniversary? Where's the client version? Yeah, this is only Android and iOS. That's also one good point that you brought up. You can't check the PC client. So I'm not sure if it's fair because a lot of games don't have the PC client. A lot of games don't have PC client, so we are comparing with games that have PC client. So it's a little bit different.
Counterside is the prime example of a fun game.
Did they listen to Strat update because KR server?
Honestly,
whoa.
sad to see as
Chill.
I genuinely did have a lot of fun in it, and given the steep decline that is already present,
dang, he's a Zhou Xiang
no
abuser.
doubt that it will continue along this trajectory, probably quite rapidly. As many
Whoa, he's saying that it will continue with this trajectory
gacha games seem
going
to be
down
these days, which honestly
to 0
begs the
players.
question,
Shut
why
down!
are so
Oh my
many
god!
gacha releases doing
Yo,
so poorly?
it's insane.
Is it oversaturation? Are they just generally
Yo, I think this is
considered to be
insane.
bad games? Let me know if you have any thoughts on it. Now, again, if you're curious
Drama,
about my
clickbait.
thoughts on Counterside,
Oh my god,
I got a
boop!
video right
Censored. Okay, no boop. This is family friendly.
here that
I
you
mean,
might
it's
be
a 3-minute video, but pretty chill. Like, what do you guys think? I feel like it's a bit complicated, right? You can't check revenue because you can only check so much. Now, I'm curious, right? How many of you guys here play in C server? Be honest with me, right? How many of you guys here play on C server? If you buy things in Counterside, do you buy through Android, iOS, or do you buy using the PC client, which is using the website? Because for me, I buy stuff using the website. So you can't use like Sensor Tower, which is what it showed, like Android, iOS, because the game has a PC client, and some people might buy from there as well. I buy through the website. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So it's not accurate. I think KR has the same thing as well. KR you can also buy through the website. I think a lot of people, I could be crazy, but I think a lot of people buy it through the website. I think not many people buy directly from the Android iOS, so it doesn't get tracked in the Sensor Tower, so the revenue might not be accurate. So I feel like what he's saying is true in a way, that it will follow this trajectory. Once Steam comes out, I think more and more players are going to buy from Steam. People might not buy from their phone, Android or iOS anymore. I think a lot of people are kind of frustrated that you can't buy things directly from the Android, iOS, etc. So that's something that you can't check a Sensor Tower for. And it might even go down because of that, because people will buy from Steam. Unless you check and you try to, this game actually dead, or people just trolling. Dang, this guy just came in. He's here to cause drama. I hope Steam can bring new players. But I do agree that one thing I feel like they just gotta promote. I'm only buy from Steam when it comes out. They have to make it. They also have to promote their game, I think. That's something that they have to do. Maybe they are just waiting for the Steam client for now before they promote even more. But I feel like if they are willing to promote, I think the game has a lot of potential. It's up to Studio B side how they want to do it. There's only so much that, you know, people like me can do anything about.